I just like the way that we vibe. I just like I wanna keep you around. Every single day, every night. I just wanna keep. I wanna let you know that I'm down. Down, 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 down. I just wanna keep you around. And every single day, every night, I wanna keep you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Harris Hope and Humor. This is our Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 7, 8 review. So, where are we this week?
We are basically getting settled into our new digs. They've been there. I don't know how many days they've been there, but they've been there for a few days. And we get to see how they adjust and react a little bit. This is the episode where they meet their family and friends, or the family and friends get to come over. First time they see it.
Oh, yes, this is their housewarming episode.
Yes. So they finally get to catch up.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe I just watched this 3 days ago, and I'm already forgetting what I saw. So let's start with Miles and Karen. So they have a little talk before their gathering.
Yeah.
And he kind of asks for what he needs. He says that words of affirmation are one of his love languages, so he kind of needs that. And she kind of says that, it's not really... Huh?
I'm always yawning, sorry.
You said yawning?
Yeah, I'm always yawning.
And she says that, it's not really her, I guess, forte, so to speak, but she was going to work on it. And they had this little cute conversation about him being ready for a kiss. And she kind of, alluded to the fact that, she would be open to it if he kind of made the first move, but he also kind of feels like, because he's respectful of taking it slow for her, he doesn't really feel comfortable making the first move. So then their friends and family come over, and of course I'm annoyed because it's such it's so cheesy. Her friend is on the couch questioning him, and she's sitting at the kitchen counter with, I don't know if it was her friend or his friend, and they're both just sitting there smiling at each other as if they can't hear the conversation happening in the room right next. It's an apartment. It's not that big. This looks dumb. But then, all in all, they end up having a good time. Well, they did kiss the first time when it was just the two of them. Mm-hmm. And then they play Truth or Dare, and she takes the dare, and they kiss again. So, all in all, cute. They making some progress.
Yeah.
Nothing super exciting.
Do a yawn counter. No, I think it's good news for them. I feel like for their pace.
For their pace?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel I can't tell she really feeling him. I think she's...
She does. I think she do.
I hope she do, because I hope they make it. But I can't really tell for sure if she do, or if she's using these different things as excuses to, keep some distance between them. I don't know. Karen, call us and tell us, girl.
There's an embargo. She can't say anything yet.
Next, we have... Let's do Woody and Imani.
Woody and Imani.
I don't remember much from them.
Yeah, I don't remember... what happened with them?
I feel like...
There was a conversation, wasn't it? Whatever the hair thing was... That was
a week before. I think the most that came out of this week was his friends and family kind of seeing how he is as a married man and kind of being supportive of it and feeling like this is a version of him that they didn't anticipate. Yeah. And he seems happy and he seems comfortable, he's really doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the most that came out of this episode. She kind of talked to...
was
that, his sister or his cousin that he always hang out with? That was kind of it's going to be different now because... before she would just call him.
Yeah, that was his cousin, but it was a little weird. It was...
you can always tell, that the family and friends are given prompts. Let's talk about this. These are the things we kind of want you guys to touch on as you're having, these gatherings. Yeah. And it's kind of annoyingly cheesy to me. But, yeah, it wasn't anything, major with them. They're, they coasting.
Brett and Olivia. again, they had a discussion too. There was a little.
Oh, but he made dinner. And as he's making dinner, they sit down and do the
They
budget.
do the budget.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because she was like, well, I'll end up saving money with all this good cooking that you're doing. And I kind of felt like he wasn't feeling that response.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of felt a little, like, used, maybe?
Yeah.
Should we keep going?
Might as well. We'll be alright. It won't be too bad. Sorry, that's a private chef. We got to record on our anniversary.
Yes, it's our 6-year anniversary and we're recording. And because it's a pandemic, we had a, well, not even that, just for something different to do. We had a private chef come to us. So he's cooking and we're recording.
We have no kids, so it's easier to record.
Yes, we're
we
kid free.
All right.
So back to Brett and Olivia.
And then when they was with their families, there was some. He be shady. I think he's shady boots.
I still think he's shady boots too.
I don't like him.
I mean, but she ain't all peaches and cream either though. She a little petty too.
She tough, but he get him. Yeah, he says some things, and he's a little controlling sound.
I feel like he's not gonna he's not gonna move past this money thing.
No, not at all.
And that's going to be their biggest issue.
But again, it's his sarcasm as well.
Yeah,
and it's just a mature sarcasm about it, and I guess and it's insecurity. So yeah, he's not gonna get that.
Yeah.
All that to say nothing.
But they did do the budget. He didn't really seem super impressed.
Yeah.
With the budget, she seemed like she was trying. But again, it came across a little like, oh well, now I'll say. I thought it was interesting that he said I think he spends like $140 a month on food, and she said like $500. Like, sis don't cook no meals, breakfast, lunch, nor dinner. But she felt like she worked
away a lot of money.
I don't know if I would say throwing it away. I think that's just her preference, that she works hard and she would rather save time and she would rather just spend the money. I have those moments. And not with just food, with everything in life. My therapist told me it was okay. That's people make that face because I work hard, y'all. That he can't disagree with.
No.
Anyway, next couple.
Bennett
and Amelia.
Gotta say the good for last.
Bennett and Amelia. Nothing really crazy happened. What we did discover that Bennett and Amelia haven't.
They're not physical. Yeah, they're not. They physical.
Haven't. Yeah.
And Bennett has alluded to it a couple times. I think Bennett wants cheeks.
Oh, I'm for sure he probably does.
Bennett
I think he might be waiting for her to like.
Yeah, he waited on
trying
her.
to see like where she is with it, but it's interesting that like they haven't, because they seem so giddy.
Yeah.
And like.
But they also the type that see like they would have fun. Have 6 days out the week they just having fun, and the one day they have sex. Like that would be their type of judge.
Like they're probably not like every day of the week.
Yeah, they probably nymphs, but they probably
You
don't
think
be
so?
Oh, they look like the freaky type.
But see, I kind of get the vibe that they can be extremely happy and comfortable and intimate without sex too.
I say both.
I feel like when it go down, they probably go down. They probably got like a chest full of stuff that they use, not just like a drawer. But then like it gets dusty because they don't pull it out that often. Like that's the kind of vibe I get from them. But their little housewarming was cute because all of their friends seemed like they're friends. Like you couldn't tell who was friends with who because they all just like vibed, and like everybody else played games. Like, first of all, did they have tacos too?
Yes.
Who was the couple that didn't have tacos? I was bothered by the fact that so many couples had tacos at their house. It felt very stagey. But somebody didn't have tacos. Anyway,
it was Brett and Olivia.
Maybe it was them. But they decided to paint a mural.
Yeah.
And it was really adorable, and their friends loved it, and they put it up the next day.
Yeah.
Brett wore a pumpkin shirt to the housewarming. He literally looked like Charlie Brown. Like, they're just so interesting and so adorable. I feel like this is such a fast review because I feel like there's not really much to talk about. And then last but not least, Christina and Henry. Where do we even begin with those two?
These two got into an argument sitting. They They got into an argument before the festivities, I think. So they got into something, and
I feel like that wasn't even the same day.
I don't even think it was. No, it was before. I think it was before. But he just again, it's like she's impatient and there's no attraction. And he doesn't start conversations. Like he don't even initiate conversations. So I think she's upset by that. So she's looking at the producer like, is there a list of questions like I can ask?
Yeah. So what we're talking about is there's a scene where they're making dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
They're opening a bottle of wine. They're like making dinner together.
Oh, I
They're
forgot
having a
about
good
that scene
time.
that led to the actual fight.
And they're like talking, and then she's like, and scene. And she's like, is that enough? And the producers are like, it was only 15 minutes. And then she's like, do you guys have like a list of questions or something? And she feels like she's alone in this. She feels like she's doing everything, which that turned into the argument about like feels like she's done all of the shopping, like getting the house in order. And she doesn't even get a thank you from him. So then, of course, he pulls out the receipts and he's like, we went and got Mexican that cost me $70. We went here and cost this much. And he's like, I said thank you and like da da da. And I kind of do feel bad for her a little bit because I feel like she does seem like she's trying. And he's either really, really not feeling her, which is making him not want to open up, or he's having a much harder time opening up than I think even we anticipated. I kind of feel like he ain't feeling her.
We watch a show now on Netflix called Love on the Spectrum. I think Henry is minutely on the spectrum. He has issues.
But I think okay, so let's say that he is, right? I think if he is, that's probably what makes it even harder for him to like her. Because I think that like what we have seen on that show, it's either is black or white. Like there's like no gray area with them, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel like once he's like made up his mind that like she's friend zoned and he's not attracted to her, I don't think that that's going to change for him. And I think that he's just trying to get through this 8-week experiment. But she gets so frustrated that she's like, because he's like, she mentions that he doesn't make eye contact, and he's like, this is an issue for me.
Yeah.
Ask Dr. Pepper. And it's kind of interesting and a little sad that like at this point she doesn't know that. Like nobody took the time to even like cue her in on that, even if it didn't come up in their awkward conversations. And then he's like, well, this is not something I would ever do. And then she's kind of just like, well, why are you doing it then?
Yeah.
Like, which I do agree, it's not fair for her, like, that you wanted to step outside of your box and do something different, but that involves a whole nother person in their whole entire life. And he could possibly give a little bit more, even if he does friend zone her and decides that he doesn't want to stay married.
I don't know if he can give a little bit more.
I think that I would like to see him give a little bit more to at least make this experiment a little less uncomfortable if they have to do it.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's on the spectrum where he can't. Like, that's just like...
What if he's not on the spectrum?
Oh, he just a jerk.
So yeah, I don't really feel like he got much insight. Well, what was it?
It was a little man.
Cute.
Cute.
Do me off.
So they had a party.
Yeah, they have the party, and yeah, we don't really feel like his friends gave her much. Like they talk about how long it takes him to warm up and how boring he is.
Yeah.
But Leon was also saying that he feels like they not gonna give her much because they don't want her around. They don't want them to make it, which is like terrible. But they do feel like those kind of mean girls. And then she comes with these stupid little gnat thingies. She comes with these friends that she found at somebody's nursing home. That couple had to be between the ages of 68 and 75.
In the 50s, 60s.
What? I said 68 to 72, 75.
That's late 60s. That's
you said 60s.
A point in time 60s. Before scoring 10. What the Bible say?
I don't know, but
It's like 84. You got 84 years according to the
they
Bible.
don't even say much. They don't add anything to the conversation. Her other friend was just very much a jerk, and he wasn't adding anything of substance
Remind
to
me of
it.
Chris Sapphire.
I feel like he just repeated everything that Henry already knew about her
Yeah.
in terms of like wanting him to make the first move, and he just ain't doing it because he just don't care.
Mm-hmm. And everybody knows she wants the cheeks, and he's like,
She gonna keep wanting them. He ain't
she
giving
gonna be
it up.
standing there butt naked. He gonna be just looking like this.
He's gonna be like, are you cold?
So
Are you comfortable? Maybe I should open a bottle of wine. And then he's gonna open the wine,
and
drink
then she
it, and then
sound
go to sleep.
controlling.
Why?
Because with the wine, she was like, "What flavor do you want?" And he was like, "I was thinking the Merlot. Oh, I was thinking the rosé." He was like, She was like, "So the rosé?" And then she did it again when it was like a bowl. They was getting the food, and he asked for something, and she was like, "No, I think you should do this way." He's like, "Okay." She's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." Like,
No, I didn't take that as controlling. I took that as them having some sort of rapport. Like her kind of at least knowing a little bit about him and kind of like confirming it. Like, yeah, this seems more like you. And maybe because he doesn't give us, I don't want to blame it all on him, but maybe because their clips don't give us much of like anything super positive about them. But maybe there is like, maybe they do generally have a good time when the cameras aren't around. And she can maybe tell a little bit about his personality. And maybe she doesn't want him to just, maybe she's trying to help his nervousness with the camera. Maybe she's like, don't just go along with it because the cameras are here. Like maybe it's kind of like no, you typically like rosé. We can do a rosé.
Well, next time, I need you to just disagree silently.
Disagree silently.
Ain't that what she said?
Oh yeah. If you don't agree with me, do it silently. Disagree with me.
No, I do feel differently though about it. I feel like she a trip. I could be wrong.
They both are, honestly.
True.
Well, we shall see more next week. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.